Beautiful start to this. Hey, oh, wait, hold on, am I muted? How's it going? It's Frostbite here with Game Talk Live, talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake here, and I got a special guest today, warwu1f.
Hello!
So, anywho, on with this game. I mean, we've been waiting, what, as Final Fantasy fans, like, what, 20 years for this? 20 years in the making?
20 plus. I think it's roughly about 23. Somewhere around
Whoa!
That. There's been multiple... Oh god, I got echo on top of echo.
Sorry, I got rid of it.
What? You were good?
My app. I had my tablet cranked up.
Okay. I had like a three times echo going on. Anyway, so this game was like 23 years
nice and easy.
Went through multiple development periods and everything.
Get ready.
We were going to start off with the graphics part of this, so that's the. I guess we'll add this into the checklist, the lore of the development, because it did go through multiple states. We saw the beginning of the development on this. It was a while ago, back when basically everybody. So when we got FF7, OG FF7, the original game of FF7 remastered, everybody thought we were going to be getting this. This is what they were going to be announced. Turns out they were just announcing a remaster, but because of being so much fan feedback that they wanted it so hardcore of like, yes, give us a full remake, we want to see this. Graphics on display, the shiny lighting and everything. I mean, look at the details on the characters and everything. As you see if that's a cutscene.
Yeah, I was,
let the cutscene roll.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Gives a little extra time to talk. So, I mean, you can see all the particle effects and everything running on this too. This is actually, I mean, hell,
not bad.
There was particle effects in the original, but the way everything flows on this, it looks so good. Okay.
Drop the weapon.
I have to say something about the frame rate on this. For being a PS4 game,
Yeah, what he said.
it's running at 30 FPS. It's like locked 30 FPS.
You're coming with us.
This is 2020, we should be having roughly about 60 FPS. Now, it has already been kind of leaked and confirmed that April of 2021, we will be seeing FF7 on the PC. Hopefully we get the full 4K and the 60 FPS, even maybe 120 FPS at that time. Because we are, at Gen, we're aiming at 120 FPS for like the top end. 60 is going to be standard, 120
Is that it?
the top end.
Mm-hmm.
So as you can see, the lighting and everything, the engine that's working in with this graphics engine is just, it's great.
I mean, this brick wall looks like a brick wall. I mean, look at it. It is beautiful. Okay, sorry.
That's actually one of the big complaints, though, is a lot of the textures in the game worlds are not that like high res, though. That brings up a good point right there.
I
like
mean,
the ground textures and such. And when
it looks pretty dang good. I mean, even this dumpster looks.
I mean, that dumpster could look a little bit better. It does, I mean, if I'm just seeing what I'm seeing on screen.
Let me get back. I'll do another pan around so you guys can get a better another look at all the detail.
But what really, so if you look off into the distance where the reactor is, like pan the camera up just a little bit. Yes, just seeing that detail in the background, even if it is low res, I think people are like really they're looking for a next gen game already.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's awesome that we see. Okay, we are going to that reactor. We see, especially in a linear game, you don't see that much of like that thing in the background right there. We're gonna blow that up.
Yep.
That's gonna happen. We're gonna be inside that thing. And we're going to be doing ladders and like running on the whole linear little adventure, and there's like Mako inside that reactor and stuff.
So what's Soldier Boy's deal? Is he one of us now?
This whole...
He's got balls,
We got
what was
Jesse
his name
Cage right
Cloud.
here.
Cloud Strike.
Right.
And
so,
he isn't a soldier
for those
anymore.
who don't know, is the same voice
he's a
actress
professional,
that does Cassie
unlike
Cage
the rest
in
of us.
MK11 and MKX.
I'm glad to have him.
That is also the same voice actress of Jesse.
And we
This
got,
is a one-time gig.
Charlie Big Sheen
When
over
it's
there.
done, we're done.
Yeah. He powers up by drinking goat blood. It's great.
Yep, exactly.
Just the level of details, like especially for Barrett, the level of details that Barrett has with his tattoos. For and everything. Cloud, his armor. You can see his you can actually see the veins popping out of his arm. All the Mako injections stuff.
They may not think you're a true believer, but you know what I
the hair.
think.
You can see the fucking strands of hair going on and everything. It's great. It's great.
They put some definite work into the graphics. The other thing you'll probably notice as you're playing through the game too is the materia slot where you've slotted what material in your weapons. That was just
you better be
the icing on the cake.
Every last
it's a very good tell whether or not CGI, because it gets to the point where it's hard to tell. So this right here is in game. It's in-game graphics engine run. There is some definite CGI, which you can. So the very end last CGI cutscene, you can definitely tell it's a CGI cutscene. But there are some moments in this where I'm pretty sure it's CGI because the materia does not line up the colors that you have on your weapon. It doesn't line up the right way to what the cutscene is. And it's hard to tell. It's like we're at that point right now where it's hard to tell between in-game and the CGI cutscene, which is great. It's a very good foreshadowing to what
you're not gonna.
So that's pretty good with the graphics, I'd say. Let's get into the gameplay. As you can see right here, we have the stagger meter.
We get shot in the back.
You can actually, so this stagger meter comes from Final Fantasy 13. This was a prominent thing in episode 13. You stagger bosses, you stagger enemies, and then you can lay into them and do like 160 to 200 to 300 extra % damage. It's also a trophy in this game too if you get 300% plus stagger damage, which is actually very easy to do if you use Jessie and keep doing her uppercut. For those that don't know. Again, look at the graphics right there. Just like you heal up and see all these particle effects and everything. The Mako energy is just soaking into it and healing up. It's so cool. It's so cool to do those details.
Combat. I'll step over to combat. Combat is really. It's just so fluid.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
very.
Very easy to pick up. You even got a block, as you saw me trying to do against that dog. It was a. Called two modes for Cloud. You got Operator and Punisher. Operator's your basic hack and slash, block bullets, stuff like that. Punisher mode, it's your heavy attacks and stuff, and when you block, you get attacked, you automatically go into a counter, which is really, really nice.
So that second mode too, you're giving up mobility for a little bit of a harder punch. So it's a little bit harder, but you can't move at all. And then when you go into regular mode, you get the dodge and dive a little bit more. Sometimes that's better to use the boss fights than just staying in regular punishment mode.
Say goodbye.
But if you are going for that stagger damage, then you definitely want to switch it off.
With that.
You did.
I see you.
So the other thing too is, I bet everybody's probably wondering, can you do combos?
Here we go.
Can you chain combos in this game?
You can. Slightly. I mean, you can switch back and forth between the Operator and
it's not,
Punisher mode really smoothly.
It's not like a Devil May Cry or something. Like you can't air juggle and this and that stuff in it. But there is a slight little bit of, you can kind of. What was it? I made that video and I posted it up on Instagram where I did the two stances with Cloud. Went into, I think it was focus. What is it? Shot, slice, whatever it's called. And then turned that into Ascension, which is another. So it turned out to be in roughly about 30 hit combos. All grounding, not air juggle. So that's where they kind of limit you on how much you can do. The difference in all the characters though, so like Barrett has a charged shot, so instead of a second stance, he actually has a charged up move. Tifa, she goes into basically like she powers up, and it's almost like Ryu powering up for the Hadouken, but she does the
Yep. You can stack that twice, and she gets two attacks.
Yes.
That's how you're gonna get her triangle.
Like every character has one of those.
Is the only so far, the only one we know of so far that does the bonus stagger damage.
Yeah, is Tifa.
Yep, that's how you're gonna get your 200% for frickin' hope there, and your 300% for the achievement. Or trophy, excuse me.
So again, what I was alluding to before, like you see the Mako reactor in the background. We are inside this Mako reactor now. So you don't see that a lot in linear-based games. You see that mostly in like free-roam games. Very, very telling of like how much of detail and how much of like the foreshadowing that goes on in this game. Everything is foreshadowing for
or is he a loyal little dog?
So that's kind of, in the realm of the story.
We can do this with you, or we can do this without you.
Different reactor,
like
different layout.
the seamless transition between gameplay and game cutscene and the storytelling that goes on between, like, technically, I think this is a loading screen when we see that.
Don't you worry.
Because it's loading up. That's the reason why. You ever notice between the two areas where you're playing, you always have that in-game cutscene that hits. Like you'll have that happen to his head. It's a loading screen.
Who's there?
It's so well thought out on that. So it always feels like something's happening. It always feels like you're just go, and then every once in a while you actually get a loading screen. That's right. A totally different area. But one also cool thing, which is like forgot, but I'm not saying here. When you are going towards like the wall market and going from like the slums to the wall market and everything, no loading screen. So the workload that the PlayStation is actually handling, I mean, to think that they actually made that work as well as they did, it's like Rockstar levels of
It's a good thing I know someone who can get us the passcodes.
Yeah. Also in combat, you'll notice that you have ATB gauges. Them are pretty much the same thing as the OG that fills. Well, you do your combat, you hack slash. You can run around circles for all I care, or all the game cares, excuse me, and you fill up that ATB gauge. That is what allows you to do like your special moves, your ability moves.
You fill it up by hitting characters too. So it's a little. That's the difference between the old one. You had to just wait for it to fill up, and then you took your turn.
It's not really my business, but
you hit enemies, it fills it up quicker, and then you can use ATB gauge to do it. And if you use haste, it fills up twice as quick, so you can actually get away with doing like even more. Like you just start opening up boss fights. Talking about opening up doors and everything. So this is foreshadowing for the next game, actually.
Stepping back to the graphics too, as you play through the game, you'll come to realize this ain't no beat it in a couple hours kind of game. It is very in depth. A lot of like your wall market, your Sector 7 slums, Sector 5 slums, they actually open it up. Like it's a big
It feels like a full-on
area.
Final Fantasy game.
It's not like not a couple screens and you're done. It is a big, wide open area.
Like, everybody hears that this is Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1. Well, what you're not really understanding is this Part 1 is a fully fledged AAA title.
Oh yeah.
Part 2 is going to be a fully fledged AAA title that is going to probably blow everybody away of the amount of content that it's going to have.
We are currently investigating.
It just dawned on me. It's almost to the levels of Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Redemption. Of like how much content there is actually there and how
our inquiries will not take much longer.
Red Dead Redemption is.
Yeah. With doing most of the side quests and like I didn't really grind at all.
Why you eat? Why you shit?
Going through the storyline.
I didn't grind that much either.
Doesn't care.
Yeah, my first playthrough took me probably about 30-35 hours.
Mako is the lifeblood of our world.
My first one took 38. I've seen other people that's because I skipped a few side quests because I was trying to get done with a reasonable amount of time on stream. I've heard if you do all side quests and like go for somewhat of a 100% run, then it takes you roughly about 42 to 45 hours.
Damn straight I do.
Barrett's over here. The planet's dying. That's another thing that I appreciate that they stepped away from the old school OG.
I'd worry less about the planet,
RPGs is they've taken away
save the screaming for later.
The screen where you got to sit there. If you don't want your character to be named Cloud, you got to figure out another name for it. But that also comes to the fact that they're actually talking. It's not a bunch of text you're reading on the screen. So they ain't gonna sit here and screw with like your Google speech or whatever that'll sit there and you type in words.
So there was actually some developer commentary on that stuff too in the behind the scenes video, and they were very. Pretty sure it was no, it was not Nomura. It was it might have been Katase.
Just bear with them for me, would you?
I'm bad with names. I'm sorry, anybody out there's watching. You're probably gonna roast me. It was either what was his name? Yoshimara or Katase. One of those two. It's like one of the guys that worked on the original, that wrote the story for the original, the lead writer. Anyways, he said he was very worried that taking away the whole dynamic of you reading it yourself would change the way people look at the story, and he was very worried about, like I said, perspective is crazy in games. Like, especially the perspective on how the story is being told and where the characters are coming from and everything. The cliffhanger that happens at the end, it's all about perspective. It's all about your point of view on which way you're seeing the characters interact and what you're taking away from that perspective of how they interact. Great storytelling. That's a top-notch, cliffhanger style, brain-melting, top tier. What in the hell is going on? And if you the more you think about the story, the more it starts to kind of make sense. The more you go back and not be so, because you get sucked into this. And with everything that's going on, while you're inside the gameplay, you get sucked into the world, and you start getting sucked into the character interactions, the moments that happen, big shock and awe moments that happen there. You're so sucked into that, you start to miss little details in the story, the double entendres, the hidden messages in there and everything. And that's one thing that Nomura and Katase I think it's Yoshimara. I might be mistaken on pronunciation of his name. But the three main guys that oversee the original Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VIII, Final Fantasy 13, and 2, and Lightning Returns, and Advent Children, and Kingdom Hearts. They have one hell of a track record on. I mean, Kingdom Hearts 3 wasn't the best game ever by a long means, but I don't know. I enjoyed. I think FF8's pretty decent. I enjoyed FF13 for what it was, and it feels like they took a lot of the stuff that they felt they did right. They added it into the remake. On top of that too, just not too shabby. the little Easter eggs. If you get hit too many times by these lasers, Jesse will be like, "So somebody has a laser fetish," very 90s style kind of humor that's hidden inside here and everything. Jesse's running up the ladder, or you'll hear Jesse and Claire trying to make up the ladder, and Jesse's like, "I'm sorry, I talk too much when I get nervous," and Cloud totally gets her back from this moment, and he's like, "Well, shut up and keep going up the ladder then." Cloud's just that. He's that edgy, early.
Yeah, these ones always throw me off. They didn't in my first run. I don't know when to run.
And that's one thing where Nomura was very, he was very, scared of whether or not fans would actually accept this depiction of Cloud, because he didn't know exactly which side of the fence fans were depicting Cloud from, just them reading the text. It's very different. When you read the text of what they're saying, you can interpret that very differently than actually hearing their voice and the way that they're actually responding. Whether or not they're mad or if they're just whatever. It's a very different way of storytelling. Very different dynamic.
Take this hunk of junk.
That hunk of junk is a heavy weapons platform. If we rush in,
So getting back to gameplay, you can actually, if you hit the thing with a big lightning bolt, you can actually stagger very easily.
Yep. So you can see too, transitioning back and forth between characters is pretty smooth.
Yep. Bottom right hand corner is your ATB down there. What we were talking about before. Yep, Thunderaga. There you go.
The bigger the spell, the longer it takes to charge.
let's put it down. Give it all you've got.
And the bigger the spell, the more animation you get out of it too, which is a nice little detail in itself too. It's not just like an extra, like a different color, but you actually get more lightning bolts and you get more hit cards off.
It just had to get back up.
Very good detail.
We knock it down
Very
again.
good.
No time to complain.
Thought I had ATB built. You can also like see if I go over here to Barrett and I start running Barrett, I can pull up Cloud's menu and order him to do stuff from there. So I don't have to switch back and forth between characters just to do one thing.
Now's our chance.
It's a very cool thing in the sense of detail in that too of the gameplay. Because if you do it the right way, when you have 3 party members, I did it last night actually, where I had three limit breaks at the same time. I beat one off of that. And you can watch them hit. So you can hit 2 limit breaks and then watch the third one in like the cinematic, camera angle that goes in with it and everything. And you'll just see just nothing but fire and sparks and lightning, everything flying all over. It looks awesome. I have a video clip of it. I'm probably gonna post on Instagram sometime.
You got stuff like this. Some enemies can pin down your characters. You gotta switch characters and save them.
Yeah. Can you rescue me? Can you help me or whatever? For hard mode people, a big one, Chakra. Because you don't have any enemies or any items.
Item command is completely locked out.
Yep. You can't even shortcut it either. I tried to break the game.
I don't think you can even use it in or out of combat.
I have 99 potions and I can't pick up anymore.
Got 99 potions and I got 99 potions. I can't use a damn one of them.
That's right.
Oh no! I got 99 problems and potions aren't one of them. There you go.
One thing right here, as a lot of people was talking about in the demo, Barrett asked Cloud what his age is, and he's like, I'm first. He goes, what? He's like, yeah, soldier first class. Just transition to some kind of story.
That's our target. The reactor
core. Because we're getting towards the Scorpion
Gotta
boss
set the
right
bomb
here.
at the bottom.
I feel like we're going to go way past the Scorpion boss fight because this has not gone on long enough.
Yeah.
But,
oh. Can I even use... No, you don't even have an items option in the menu. Oof.
No.
So you have absolutely no way of using items.
They lock you out. The only thing that you could have done is like shortcut it, but even that, it locks out.
Yeah, you said you couldn't even do that.
I tried to cheat to get through hard mode just to see if it'd work. I'm like, I'm gonna outthink the game. Oh shit, they thought of that. But yeah, the character interactions are just they're just even more than what you could have. There's a lot of people are like,
I'm sorry, I went the wrong way.
Exactly. Like Jesse's like, it's a ladder, dummy. Come on, that detail right there, just like.
You can't go run around exploring when they want you to go someplace. You're pretty much stuck going and doing what the game wants you to do.
Which it's fine in my book. I don't mind that.
Take the lead.
It's not like The Witcher where you get or like GTA or Red Dead, which GTA and Red Dead are some of my favorite games. But you'll be on their 3rd day and you're still doing like side quest stuff.
What's left? Oh. You got Barrett here, he's not exactly the...
If you lock on, you hit your overcharge. Blow that up.
I don't know what I just did there.
Just hit triangle. Anytime anything's up on the wall like that, just hit triangle. It'll blow
I didn't know what was left.
So, story. Do we want to start unraveling that big old thing?
I guess we can. I mean, we can tell you 100% right now, this is not bits and pieces of the OG story, and then they've just kind of like rehashed it into something a bit differently of like what's going on.
Nothing to it.
And it's just like, wow.
They expanded. Because, like, I'd say my point of view on it was it's about 90% of the original story for the Midgar section of the original story is there. It's so expanded. So, oh yes, and the FF13, the annoying upgrade system is back in this. But the great thing is, if you go to the upgrade menu and you just hit the triangle, you can actually set it to balance, like auto upgrade and balance, and it does it all for you. I've seen so much of this freaking like little graph, whatever the hell you want to call it, upgrade system. I'm so sick of it. I spent 2 games for so many hours doing that stuff. You'll see how sick of it I get when I end up streaming FF13 again. But yeah, there's you can go in here and you can. So here's actually a real cool thing about the upgrade system. If you don't want to get in depth, you don't have to. If you want to, it's there. That's awesome game design. For me, this stuff bores the shit out of me, so I don't care to go into here. I just want to do it for me. Just level it up, get it done and over with. So then I just set it to balance, and we're good to go. I'm back into the gameplay. I'm back into rolling. I'm back into the story. I'm back into
Alrighty. Here comes the moment everybody is waiting for me to get absolutely destroyed.
The reason why I said this too is there is a demo that you can, if you want to check this out, if you have not bought the game, you want to get a little teaser of the game. So I was basically saying, like, this part is not spoiler because you can actually check this out yourself. This was the demo.
Let's see if little Stamp really can bite the hand that feeds.
Of like a flashback. I'm pretty
Go
sure.
on. Do the honor.
Don't let my gameplay footage here deter you from the game, because I've already beat once you beat it, go through it once, you can go back to your hard mode. Like I said, unlocks more story tidbits and certain trophies are only unlockable through hard mode. So if I get absolutely destroyed by this thing, don't let it dishearten you, because this is on hard mode. I don't have access to items and stuff. And as you can see, I'm getting, like, the guys, the little pew-pew guys, they were hitting me for, like, 90-something a shot. So, yeah, this is gonna hurt.
What's wrong?
So a little bit of foreshadowing with the feather of...
What about the timer?
That's the main bad guy. Yeah, Sephiroth. I think...
okay. You don't get the choice in hard mode.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're going to go into spoilers, so I guess this is kind of a spoiler cast also. Because
maybe I should have put spoiler warning on it. Whoops!
Heads up.
Now that we're into the battle side of things. Story. Unraveling story here. So, it is 90% of the original story.
But the
actual full game is here, technically.
No other option, huh?
But you are still missing a lot of the moments of going to other cities. Because it is just Midgar. But technically, like, the ending of the first game is in this game. You do face off against Sephiroth, which I think if anybody, unless you're living underneath a rock, you've seen, like, you face off against Sephiroth, because everybody's been losing their absolute shit.
Nope.
Everybody was wondering if this Sephiroth fight we're going to have to wait until next gen to actually have that fight. It was just going to be like a Nova clone kind of thing happen. I'm like thinking to myself, do I want to go into my theory of Jenova and Sephiroth fighting, or do I want to go into which one do you want to hear first? Jack and Cloud, or Sephiroth and Jenova?
Don't just stand there. Help me out, damn it!
I'll show you something real pretty here. I put a magnifying materia on my fire, See how big that explosion was?
Not as good as I'd be if you
That's
tried to
it.
help
Just
me out.
magnify will optimize, like it'll increase the AOE effect of your spell.
Okay.
You got Barrett here with his fat roll, his Dark Souls fat roll.
Alright, so to unravel the story a little bit, I guess I can start off with Zack and Cloud. So if you have played through this and you have no idea who the hell the Black-Bearded Soldier was at the end, and you haven't like checked out, spoiler cast or the many videos, Zack is a former trainer of Cloud. So Cloud went into soldier. You'll hear it all the way throughout this whole thing of, he's the next soldier, he's the next soldier, he's the next soldier. So the soldier program was something that they would bring in basically once, that wanted to make it it's kind of like how you join the Marines and they try and become like part of the city. It's kind of like on that level of like it's that extra, very small units. But it's Final Fantasy, so the soldiers are always pumped up on like steroids at the Mako. They try and turn into summons are also bad. Right?
Yeah, summons aren't they're not exactly situational like 15s were, but it is like depending on how long the
summons look way better.
If it's a boss fight's taking frickin' forever, you'll get you'll see your summon gauge charge up, and then
well, there is actually a way you can charge that summon gauge. So if you use haste and then you keep charging up your limit break will change up your summon gauge. So then you keep hitting with your stagger. You can use the ATB gauge to keep hitting the stagger up, and if you use that stagger meter and stagger them out, and so if you keep hitting, here's a big one too, I don't know if you know it or not, but if you hit it, so say you aim for, instead of aiming for the box before, aim for the box aim for or go down into
that rules.
There. Okay, I got that. But if you aim for the different parts of the boss fight instead of just for the main boss fight itself, then you get your stagger meter way quicker.
Oh yes.
You build up the stagger meter way quicker. So if you aim for so you're gonna have to aim for the robots.
I always love this one. It just sets on it.
See you soon. Damn it.
I think that might have canceled out his thunder.
It wouldn't be much of a weapon if it went down easy.
Don't compliment the giant scorpion, huh?
Oh my god. Okay, so I can't target the field generator with magic.
No, doesn't look like you can. Nope. So you have to actually shoot it. The summon will actually target the field generator if you had used that. I've done that many times. You can actually
jump on this thing.
You can target the generator and it'll cut right through it. But yeah, that's a big tip though for gameplay wise.
Oh, that didn't get me back, Santa. Oh no.
If you're in the boss fight, target limbs of the boss instead of the actual core of the boss. I was starting into the story and then I really totally got sidetracked.
Bounce right
off. Get that leg out of the way.
So Zack is Cloud's former trainer. Cloud wanted to be like Sephiroth. Now there's like again spoilers all over this. I guess really going through. If we go into theories, you're going to be hearing the spoilers. And again, this is probably heard either from Reddit, Twitter, or another YouTube video or something anyway. Or streamers talking about it at this point. So, the ending of the game, my big brain theory is that Zack is alive. Again, it's all in perspective. We don't know for sure or not because of the way that the ending rolls. We would have done the ending, but PlayStation will not allow. It will not allow him to stream the ending of this game for some reason. I don't know if it's a just developer. Square doesn't want spoilers being out there from it or whatever, but at this point they should just update it by roll at this point. But yeah, there's a moment that happens if you play the game, you'll see it, or you can look it up online. There's a million videos.
This is rough.
Where Zach. He's doing alright.
So Cloud's about to go. Cloud's got my revive.
So is that...
Oh! What a save.
Shoot him in the butthole. There you go.
Working on it.
Overcharge. Overcharge the butthole. Nope. Run behind him.
You ain't stopping us!
Overcharge.
Just using prayer materia here just to keep us alive.
You only use that prayer once, so... Chakra, do you have chakra on Cloud?
Yeah, I have chakra on Cloud.
Give it everything you got.
So Chakra Cloud and your chakra.
Ooh!
Or Cloud is going to get demolished, especially right now. You just saved Cloud's life right there. Again,
here we go. There are 2 limit breaks per character in the game. In this first section, anyways, you eventually unlock them, and then you have to manually set them.
That is the first time I've ever seen that limit break.
Really?
Yeah, because it will not unlock the second one for Barrett for me. No idea how you do it.
I think you just go back to the...
But I can tell you right now,
arena at Walmart, and you do Barrett's got a...
I have. It just says it's locked. I'm like, what the hell?
What?
I can tell you right now, too, this boss fight is taking you twice as long because you're not targeting limbs. You're targeting the...
Yeah, there's no limbs to target on it.
His legs. You can target his legs. I'm pretty sure. I know phase 2 you can target legs. I'm pretty sure you can target. Like if you do a hard lock on, then you click the sword, you'll see what you can actually target, and you're gonna get split in all track tail.
Right now I'm just trying to keep everybody alive. Okay.
You ain't stopping us!
Oh, I got 2.
Okay, so then this first part only has the generator, and when you jump over to the other side of the platform, you can absolutely you can hit his legs out, and that will cause major stagger damage. So when he starts healing himself up and everything, that's the quicker way of beating him.
Nope, can't roll between his legs.
Could keep going if I heal up.
Get out of the way of that. Yeah.
Bring it home.
I'll save the story stuff for after you get the boss fight, man. I feel like.
Use a little barrier magic there to
find a way.
Is that barrier breaker or something?
Huh? No, I put barrier materia, or cast barrier on him. It reduces physical damage.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I barely ever use barrier.
Oh no, Barrett's down.
You okay?
This whole run is about to be gonna be
rough. Yeah, because I can't even Cloud's sword can't even hit it.
We gonna let this thing
if you aim at the...
I don't think so.
If you aim at it, you can hit it with the sword. I know you can hit the generator with the sword. I've definitely done that before. You'll see the AI hits the grenade with sword through.
I really gotta get haste on Barrett again.
Let's speed things up. I'm putting an end to this shit. Like that.
Keep going. I love how this is so 90s where you're shooting a robot in the asshole just to break a barrier on.
Yeah, I hit it when it was like a view.
About that barrier
You
first.
cannot target it with magic when its shield's up. Jesus!
Yeah, it was pretty much the only magic that you can magic that you can do is summoning. It's like Ifrit. If you do a 2-bar ability with Ifrit, he'll just blast right through that shield, and then you can just target the core of it. And do it no problem.
Why you gotta pick on me?
Yep. And then Shocker's gonna be your best friend, especially with haste on. You're good.
Yeah, it just hurts.
Damn pain in the ass.
It's less good. That's good. Oh no. Starting to hurt.
No, I kept out of his range with that one.
Want some more?
Where is it?
Point blank.
I'm putting an end to this shit.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I wanted, chakra.
Since this is taking a little bit longer than what I was expecting,
Yeah.
I think I will start going into story. So, unpack the story once again. Try and go back into unpacking the Cloud.
You don't want to be hit
Cloud's
by that
backstory.
So, what do we
So
do?
as I said,
Don't get
you know, Cloud and Zack,
Take cover
they
behind
were
that debris.
former. Well, Zack, as far as we knew,
Oh no!
as far as we know, he never got as Soldier. Cloud, he left Soldier. And I think what it's going to end up being is that, do not know. Why would you jump in the middle of that?
Because
Why
Barrett
would-
got hit and it put me over to Cloud, and I didn't even have reaction time to stop and think to get behind a barrier.
That's it. That was a good game talk. We're done. Thanks for watching.
But it does allow you to start back over from the battle that you just lost. So that's a good benefit too. You know, got to worry about saving every 2 seconds.
You don't have to go back all the way back from another checkpoint and everything. You could go to title screen and just chapter select and go into another section. It's not too terribly difficult.
No. What section should I grab? Oh, I got the perfect section, so we can show off a little bit more.
Okay. So this is your show. You're the show host. But let's see what his big brain logic is gonna bring him into. If it ever loads.
It's loading. Give it a minute.
His slim PS4, I can hear the wind whistling at it right now.
Shut up! I didn't get it by choice.
Why?
It was a PS4.
that slim is like, this game is way too much. I can do it.
Yeah, after you beat the game, you also get a chapter select, so you can.
Yep.
Yes.
How about Wall Market? No, he can't do it at the Wall Market because the day Midgar sits still. That's actually not a bad one either.
Yeah, this is another one to show off just the graphics and everything.
The background. So,
I mean, I could go to Walmart,
And-
but I mean, dude.
I'm just joking about Walmart. It's going to take you like 2 hours to get down to Wall Market.
Yeah,
I tried. I tried setting that up for a stream, and I'm like, nope, this take way too long.
I'm just gonna put this on easy, or normal, not easy.
I mean, you could put it on easy because you just,
I ain't worried about it. It's just more to show off, the graphics and artwork of the game.
So, anyways, what's your thoughts on the whole Zach?
Zach? Good question. I mean, because there is.
Do you think he's alive?
They're alluding to that he is right there, in that one scene. So in my opinion, it's like it might be a second timeline running alongside this one, because like when you do the
So you're on that train, okay?
Because when you beat the one fight and then Midgar's all like destroyed and everything. Yeah, and Zach's timeline, and then all of a sudden you see it go, and it's back to like it looks like this, like it's all plates dropped, all that shit.
So it's alluding that it's jumping between Crisis Core and the original timeline, which is throwing a lot of people on that train of it's two separate timelines. As someone who's played through Kingdom Hearts 1, as somebody who's played through Final Fantasy 13 and Part 2, the way that these guys write stuff, they never do separate timelines.
A friend of ours.
They allude Final Fantasy 13-2 was like, we thought it was going to be another timeline. We thought for like half of that game alludes to exactly the way they allude to it in this. Is it makes you think that lightning is in a totally separate timeline from Sarah and I can't remember what that guy's name is that she runs around with. It's not Sarah. It's
also, real quick, throughout the game you'll find these little benches, and for anybody who played the OG, you can see the little symbols there are the same symbols for your save points on the benches.
Oh my god!
These benches basically are your restore, they act like a tent, basically restore your HP, NP for your entire party, and then you get a little vending machine too, you can restock on your items, if need be.
Not all items in the game are in the vending machine, though. You have to go to... So I made that mistake. I'm still missing a cloud sword.
You have to go to weapon shop and buy that stuff.
1 by 1, so you're all done.
That was my thing.
Alright, let's show a little Tifa here. You can see how cheap rapid punches.
It very much reminds me of the DMC5 level. I think it was DMC5 where they're going through some city ruins. It's same length, same kind of like color scheme and everything.
You see, I just powered her up twice. Now I got this rising fall ability. Boom, boom, boom. Omni strike, boom, and you follow up with the rising, shuriken there.
I cannot remember what the uppercuts are. I can just make shuriken.
Would kill for
rising
sure.
tide or something. I don't freaking know. But
no, Hadouken is a fireball.
No, it's shuriken.
Yes. Hadouken is fireball.
Yeah, you get the Hadouken. It's called the chi trap. Now here we go with the graphics again. This is a good example for like
the level of detail and the level that they were trying to go for. But this is again current gen. It's an 11-year-old system that we're seeing this on. And you see how low res that it is out there. It's still a lot of detail. It's still very cool that they are trying to build up this, like, the plate fell, there's nothing but ruins.
Yeah, you can see
the city just demolished by Shinra.
Get out here.
It does a good way of setting that up, and you can see the plate up top and everything. Just how small everybody is compared to Midgard itself. So the scale is awesome in this. Is it low res? Oh yes. And can people complain about that? Sure. Is it worth complaining about? I don't think so. It's not the end of the world of this game. Like, there's no reason for the amount of hate that actually got. I think it was awesome that they added all this detail. It really makes you feel in that moment of like, damn, we should have stopped this bomb and we didn't. now everybody's dead. Or everything got destroyed. Not everybody's dead, but everything got destroyed.
Here's that. Yeah, so you get like 3 hits in the air and that's it.
Yeah, the air combat in this, which I think on next gen, I think like Vincent, I would keep saying to everyone, Vincent's probably gonna have like some Devil May Cry style combos, where he's probably gonna be able to link stuff and like shoot in midair and everything. I think to make up for the lack of air combat in this game, or lack of like linking combos together in this, because I mean, in all honesty, Cloud should be able to pop up into the middle of the air, should be able to switch to a bear, shoot them, juggle them up in the middle of the air, and then keep it over there and does like a 3 or 4 hit combo, and then it comes back down and Cloud like that should be in this combat system. I just don't think they had enough time to figure out how to make it work right. I think that was the main gist of it. Like, how do you make that system work? That's a lot. And also, how you make it easy enough to where players can kind of just get in and, like, figure that stuff out. And not have to spend 3-4 hours trying to figure that stuff out where it just works. Because a lot of people don't give up. That's a big thing. They give up very easily on combat systems.
Oh, it's called whirling uppercut. And this thing's just gonna hover right where I can't get it. So then I go over and bear it, get knocked in his ass.
Come on.
So yeah, so you're on the thing of the dual storyline. Me, I think I think what we're seeing is flash forwards. They're not flashbacks, but the flash forwards of a possible future, like being alluded to time and again. I've said this in multiple chats. I even have a video on YouTube explaining my whole theory on like what the story is actually saying. The double entendre, everything in there, but for the basics of it, just so I don't know everybody's brains, pretty much Zack. We don't know if Zack is alive or not.
Yeah,
and this is something. This like story stuff is like sometimes I've been waiting like a week or so for Rockstar to get through and get done with the story so that on stream and everything, especially in this format. So we don't really know if Zack is alive. I'm on board with saying Zack is alive. I'd love to see it. And the reason why I say that is because Final Fantasy 13 2, we've seen that like everybody thinks Lightning is dead. She's still alive. Who are you playing as? Sarah, her sister. It's feeling a very close, resemblance in this of like we think Zack is dead.
So that's where we have to climb?
In a different timeline. He's probably still alive, but how is he alive? They flashed that bag of stamp.
It's a miracle we haven't been killed
and
a
they
dozen
very
times
closely zoom in on that bag of stamp of like, and what are they nailing into your head the whole time? Stamp is Stamp is a symbol for
freedom?
No, Stamp, the damn dog is a symbol for what? Come on, you played the game.
You might as well just
Avalanche.
Get out with it. Oh.
My god, Stamp is the fucking... It's...
Bite me.
Stamp
My
is
brain's not home.
plastered in this thing as that is Avalanche. Barrett makes a big thing about it when you're down in the underground, like, good old Stamp. He's showing us the way. The Avalanche, wants us to go to get into freedom and everything. Like, it over and over and over again. Stamp is like the doggo of Avalanche. Yes, it's 2 different stamps on the bags of chips. I've heard this theory. I think it's just alluding to that is a different cell of Avalanche, because we never had cells of Avalanche before, I don't think. Maybe we did.
Are you ready?
But the fact that they are like, making a big note that there is different cells of Avalanche. Avalanche is this big organization that is like across the planet and everything. It's a worldwide organization and everything. That the different style of a Stamp logo to me, like I said, is probably it's another organization of Avalanche that is trailing behind Zack. Now the reason why I say Zack is probably alive is because to me, when you see Cloud and Sephiroth have their fight and that big explosion happens, and you see all the gold particles falling down, the holy spirit particles and everything.
We need to stay on mission.
You see those same particle effects happen on Zack's point of view. So I think at first it's alluding to, because it's a one-for-one recreation of Crisis Core, and we all know that Crisis Core happens before Cloud reaches Midgar. I think it's making all the nostalgia people trying to start thinking that. It's to mess with you a little bit, to get you guessing of like, is this flashback? Is this happening right now? Is Zack actually alive while Cloud and Sephiroth are actually fighting and everything? I know I'm boring. Just fight me. But I'm thinking that Zack, because this is a remake. This is a retelling of the story. Like, it's not one-to-one. Like, this is not the original timeline. And this is where a lot of people are like, oh, well, it's so like the flashback, the flashback, where Cloud is getting his head hurt and starts seeing visions. No, it's not. There's visions in that flashback. There are other possible futures. Who could be showing him that possible future?
There we go. What others could be
showing him the possible future?
There you go. There's your Dukin.
The light stream. And the team would be using the light stream to try and, so there's a pathway, the original FF7, there's a story pathway that Cloud and the crew, they go on the adventure and they kill Sephiroth. I think that events weren't happening the same way, and we're going to see this alluded to in Part 2. Events were not happening the same way, so Jenova starts creating the events happen on that same way. Because Jenova rode in on the asteroid that is the logo of the game.
Hey, what's your status?
Okay, I guess this is going to happen if I don't...
I
was seeing if something was going to... They were going to send more people out or something. Or different things were going to happen if I didn't answer the thing, but it started getting annoying.
This is Hunter 2-2. Just had to put down a few monsters. Over.
I can't remember what happened in my playthrough when I was there. But anyways, so unpacking more of the story here. So Jenova rides in on an asteroid. Like that's like a big thing.
Listen up.
Why is Jenova rolling in on an asteroid? Well, because its world got destroyed.
Call was over.
So when you put one and one together, Genova's an alien that came crash land down to the planet. And then Cloud and Sephiroth are like basically clones off of Jenova because they call Jenova Mother. So in theory, they're both aliens. They're half alien.
That's your theory.
Well,
there's nothing that hints that Cloud's a clone. There's really nothing that hints that. Cloud, the reason why Cloud sees the visions is because he got nuked by the Mako. So the Mako, the pieces of Jenova that's in the Mako is in his brain. So therefore, Jenova can talk to him. He's not a clone. He's getting visions that are being sent by the light stream. Just like the same way that Aerith gets visions from the whispers that are in the light stream also. Because basically, Aerith gets the reason why she can receive visions is the Mako energy and the spirits that are in the Mako energy.
2-3, this is 1-4. We have contact.
They can talk to her because she's an ancient, like it's in her blood stream already. Like the light stream is already a part of it. Cloud, and so Zack. So here's the other one too. Pretty sure Zack got also like, Captain America. he got nuked with the Mako energy too. So Zack, he's also if Cloud is getting these flashes of the future, what's to say Zack isn't also? They went through the same thing. It's just Zack handled it better. And on top of that too, Zack being possibly alive My theory is the reason why we see the Avalanche stamp tag is because Avalanche is found behind him, as I said. And who's to say that isn't like in good terms with Avalanche? He's going out with Eric. We see that Avalanche's stamp is like on the teacher. She has stamp predominantly on her apron. The people in the slums right behind Eric's house know of Avalanche. If Zach is hanging around Eric's house, which we know he is, Eric's mother knows the uniform that Cloud is wearing. She knows that Eric was going out with another soldier before that. You can almost guarantee that Zach was in and around Eric's slums area. If he got good with Avalanche, why would they not, if they were around, and they're alluding to that they're around, why would they not go and save Zach? Alluding to the same timeline. It's not a flashback that you're seeing. It's just different. It's a remake, so it's different. There's a retelling of the story, of the original story. The only way you get a flashback out of that is if the nostalgia is kicking in and you are wanting it to be the original storyline. The original storyline, the original FF7 is a prequel to this remake. This remake is the original storyline now at this point. The original storyline has not actually happened. The original storyline is basically like the bad ending. The reason why it's a bad ending? Because Eric died. My theory is that when Eric died, the resurrection of the ancients gets canceled.
Yeah. I'm gonna stop here because I don't want to ruin too much more of the story for anybody. Like, other than what we're talking about, like a future boss fight that's coming up here.
I mean, I'm already giving away like the whole anyways, like the biggest plot.
Yeah, but I mean, people still probably want to experience some of the cutscenes and stuff for themselves. That's why I've only skipped around a little bit. We'll touch on.
I mean, the other big one too, like that, so people can actually make some sense of the storyline is think of the Whisperers being Genova. That's a huge one. That's a huge one.
Yeah, I just totally unplugged my mic there in accident. The other thing people are, for a typical thing, people are probably going to ask, is it worth it, or should I wait until the second half comes out, and then, because, so I don't just sit here and go, I wish I had more.
100% worth it. Easily worth it.
Yeah,
this is like one of the best games to come out this generation, alone, on top of one of the best games for the PlayStation.
Yes.
Whether or not you have a Slim or Pro or anything, this is one of the greatest fucking... I wasn't even that big of an FF7 fan. I actually I learned the lore because of this game, on like all the backstory and everything. I was just kind of like, with the original FF7. I thought the storytelling was all over the place. I didn't really care for like the free roam aspect of it. The world map bugged the shit out of me and everything. But this game just nails it. It just nails it. Just a good way of storytelling, great graphics, great characters, great interaction between them. The whole 9 yards is there.
Yeah. Hell, after I played through this, I went and I picked up Final Fantasy VIII on sale. The sale they got going for $10.
That's actually...
I mean, I'm sitting here playing Final Fantasy VIII, and I'm just getting the goosebumps all over again with some of the cutscenes and stuff on that. Like, I haven't beat it. I got real close to beating it. But you're talking, I was like 16, 17 when that game came out. That was like 20 years ago.
Such a crazy cliffhanger, you just want more. And FFA is like a perfect thing of like to get that urge of like I just want more. Give me more. Give me.
And it's not just it's straight up not a one and done, because like we were saying earlier, they give you hard mode. You go back through hard mode. The game's tough. You saw I screwed up on the Scorpion boss thing there. That was my bad.
The New Game Plus on this is absolutely worth playing back through again. You do have to learn some different ways of playing the game, like game mechanics wise and everything. But the lore that you get on top of playing the New Game Plus with the extra story pieces that get unlocked, and also be on the lookout. There is it's not in America yet, but there is a book. It's called the Book of Materia. I think it's called, and it's like a brand new FF7 novel that actually says like a whole bunch of more stuff on the backstory lore alluding to this game. Not even the original, but this new retelling of the story and everything. So we're about, like, this is a work in progress of unpacking this whole story that we are going to know more information once there's more chapters, like, translated into English from that book. And more stuff that is going to just blow your mind. Another thing too that like a lot of people miss, that it's not really a story spoiler. It's more to make you understand the story better. There is a boss fight with 3 enemies. They have a sword, a fist, and a gun. There was an IGN video that talked out their ass about
I gotta check something.
But there was an IGN video that was talking out their ass about it being Cloudbear and Tifa. It's the Advent Children. If you don't know what the Advent Children is, go and look it up. It will make way more sense
that way. Because I was sitting there watching. Let me go back into this. No. Okay, because you watch this little cutscene where he throws fire and it bounces between everybody. That's what I'm wondering if Magnify is actually our all materia. Because it goes boom, 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 bounces.
Well, that's why I couldn't figure out exactly what Magnify did, because I'm like, well, does it extend the hits?
Expand the range of spell and
extend
materia to switch back to a single target. Press L1 when selecting a spell. Oh, no shit, that probably is our all materia. And I was just using it wrong the entire time.
Because when you said it makes the explosion bigger, I'm like, well, because it magnifies the
explosion. I thought magnify, bigger, not fucking, because in the cutscene, it just shows boom, 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 where it bounces to all targets.
It should be multiply materia, not magnify if it bounces between targets.
That's
weird. A bad translation. That's a bad Japanese thing to translate.
Newcomers to the game franchise, at least to Final Fantasy VII, with your materia system, you can see here I got pulled up where you see that there's these links between the materia. That works for like here with magnified materia, you link it, you get that link there, it links to whatever materia it is to do that effect. So it's magnify, obviously it looks like it's the all materia, which typically all materia target all the enemies on the screen or all your teammates.
If you're trying to grind through like weapons and such like that, use AP up. It will save you so much time. Link it with your materia that you're trying to rank up. Like if you're trying to rank up for Chadley, Robo
you
Boy,
get a good handful here.
Especially revival material. That takes forever. If you AP up that revival material and link it together,
don't even talk to me about that.
It'll save you hours.
You see, I'm only halfway through. and I've been using it since I got it. You get some crazy stuff like elemental materia. You link that to, like, say your lightning materia, like I've got on Barrett. Then his normal attacks will get lightning damage to it for a weapon, and then if you put it on a armor and link it to like fire, you take half fire damage. Magnify, we're going to warding, which is basically debuff reduction. HP absorption, that one is good for. I'm gonna get back up here to the blue ones, find it again.
I have one more story thing I gotta throw out there too, just so people can kind of make sense of stuff, because so many people are lost when it comes to Sephiroth and Genova.
Okay, like that one. Like I tried it with Deadly Dodge. I tried to link it to Deadly Dodge. It didn't feel like I was getting enough out of it, but I haven't leveled it up.
Doesn't do anything.
it gives you back a little bit. I was getting like 6-7 hit points a hit, but it's only at level 1, so that's 20%. If you level it up, I bet it's probably worth it.
I seen a chat room of like 10,000 people saying like, yeah, that really doesn't do fucking nothing. It just barely works at all. Like they need to up it. a little bit in the
Oh
past or
yeah,
something.
this one's gonna drive you up, drive you nuts because enemy skill materia, you have to be hit by the enemy skill to learn
the
skill.
hardest one is there's like a bad breath on one of the boss fights, and you have to get hit by it like 50 times and have your whole crew die like 3 or 4 times over again just to actually acquire it.
Wow. The HP and MP up materials are pretty. Should be.
Was talking about that.
All the purples here should be those purples right there should be all be self-explanatory.
The
single
cool
slots.
thing is for Chadley's little adventures there, his little challenges, all you need to do is upgrade the green materials. Which those you just keep using over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. You can actually upgrade them pretty quickly, other than like 2 of them, the revive and the sleep one. Those 2 take for fucking ever. That's the only ones that Chadley asks you for is greens. Everything else is kind of like you just kind of go as you go. You just do them as you do them.
Yeah, you can see here he's got a whole crap load.
I can't believe your characters ain't level 50 yet. What is this?
I beat the game and I was just like,
I can't believe this.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I got 10 more levels to go. Hell, I got one. I'm missing a weapon for Tifa yet. Okay, leave me alone.
I'm working on it.
Oh yeah, you can go to your battle settings, and then you can set like shortcuts. I mean, that's how you set your limit breaks as well.
Battle settings, especially for Cloud, make this thing feel more like Devil May Cry if you set it up the right way. Like I got the triple slash. I got the what is it? So on X, I actually put it as my limit break.
Oh,
and
I'll also show this. These ones, if you're going for the masteries and all the weapons, these 2 right here are going to drive you up the wall with Barrett because they're melee weapons. They're not guns. They drove me up the wall getting them done.
Melee weapons. So boss fights are the worst part with the melee weapons. Outside of that, Barrett actually gets ATB gauge off from like 3 hits, so in one sense it makes him easier to use, in the other sense makes it a living nightmare. Tifa, or Aerith, I mean, with her staffs, I can tell you right now, you want to get her beam. That beam is so OP, it's great.
Wow.
So just like one of the other streamers was saying, we should definitely have materia sets in the next game. That's one thing that absolutely should be added. To be able to make just like a specific set of materia and just be able to swap that between, like, you can re-slot materia in different different weapons, but it'd be just so much better if like every character you could just be like, okay, I want health, I want MP up and HP up, I want a revive, a chakra, whatever, and you can just set that as like a preset. And then when you go over to you can, no matter whether you go to Cloud, to Barrett, to Aerith, to Tifa, you can just set that preset in there and then fill up the rest of the slots with whatever for those specific characters. Like that would be so much better of a system than having to redo it every time.
Back to combat stuff. When you get that excess materia and you get steel materia, definitely access everything you fight because it will tell you what you can steal off from it. Because this staff.
Everyone.
Yes. This staff for Tifa. Whoops. Aerith here.
How dare you?
I know, right? This particular staff right here, the bladed staff, you can only get it off from stealing it off a specific boss. I'm not going to give that away. What boss it was, I'm going to let you figure that out for yourself.
I mean, you might as well because they're going to look it up anyway.
Okay.
At this point, spoilers are like whatever.
Okay.
Because everybody's seen some of this goddamn game.
Abzu, the sewer monster. Do I have any? Oh my god! I didn't. It wouldn't let me equip. It would not let me equip these. The fucking.
The rings and everything.
Yeah, I think I don't know if I went into. I don't know if it. No, the. Let me go back and find it. I don't know if I'm gonna have to double check it when I go back to my hard.
Just click on it, and then you should be able to. You can equip everything, even in hard mode. Like that.
Oh my god! I keep going over it, so it keeps popping right here.
That transference module, I think.
Right there. These right here. I don't know if you can use them or not, but that might be a godsend in your.
I have the COG one.
Hard.
Like the championship belt. I have those set on hard mode in mine. I can't remember which ones I have on set.
Increasing penalty damage drop items on the base. Okay, that's all that is.
I can tell you right now though, the that little pack was a pretty great one. What the hell was it? You clicked at it. I don't know what the hell it was, but there's that little blue and gray pack. I remember everybody was saying that was a really good one.
Blue and gray pack.
Yeah, and the accessories. You were just looking at it before. I said the name of it, and then where is it?
Oh no! Why the hell would you want a enfeeblement ring?
There's a video.
This one right here, the transference module.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't even...
ATP charges the limit gauge, so that's like a godsend.
Okay.
You can just keep using your limit gauge over and over and over and over again.
Considering MP fills the limit gauge too.
And if you fill up that limit gauge and use that over and over again, then you start bringing in your summons like nothing. You just start rolling them over.
Gotcha.
You have like 3 summons per boss fight. This is the reason why I said the battle system on this is awesome. Like IGN don't have a clue what the hell they're doing. They said that the battle system on this was terrible, and they couldn't figure it out and this and that stuff. It's lazy design and this and that. I'm like, no, you guys have no idea.
Yeah.
It's IGN. They're not actual gamers at IGN anymore.
Yeah.
They just think they are. But I want to say for everyone out there, if you're confused on what the hell a Genova is, a Sephiroth and all that stuff, going through the story, I won't say like the huge spoilers of anything, but think of it this way: the ghosts that you see floating around, the plot ghosts, as some people are calling them, think of those ghosts as Genova. Think of Sephiroth as Sephiroth. And just like keep in mind all the interactions, the way that the interactions are happening on the timeline of stuff. Plot ghosts happen to keep the original timeline. Genova, I'm pretty sure, is those ghosts trying to keep the original timeline. Sephiroth is trying to screw with the timeline, trying to screw with you as the player itself also. He's trying to totally like play mind games with both Cloud and you, the player. So. And also the purists too. Like Sephiroth is trying to play mind games with all of them. So that's a huge one right there. And it's not like that's a theory. I can't say for sure it's Genova. That's just a theory, a game theory. But it makes sense. Like when you see the whole context of everything, it kind of makes sense on that. If you deep dive into all the extra stories of the books, like the mini paragraph books that they have, and the extra games that they have, and everything.
Excuse me. All right. I mean, it seems like I feel like we covered a lot more than I thought we were going to cover, like in an hour here.
I told you this thing is like there's so much.
I thought it was going to be like a 2-hour thing, and we pretty much broke it down to about an hour. That was impressive.
I could have kept going, but you stopped me, so I'm blaming you for it.
Yeah.
So there's so much more story that I can unpack with this thing. I could talk for 2-3 hours if we wanted to.
My opinion.
Extension. Oh, sorry.
Whether or not you are a fan of the Final Fantasy franchise, pick up the demo at least. Give it a once through.
Yes.
And, I mean, if it doesn't blow your mind, then I don't know what to tell you.
I can tell you right now, I have seen already one person that has never cared to even look at a Final Fantasy game, pick this game up and say, this is kind of cool. I've seen that myself, and heard me talking about it, and they went over and started checking it out themselves, too, and play, and they were actually getting into it. So even if you're not a fan of Final Fantasy, never really cared at all, there is something for like everyone. There's waifus, there's big combat, big action, great gameplay elements, great details, great level design, although the level design is linear, so if you're looking for a free roam game, it's not going to be it for you, but it's still fun to check out. And a story that will blow your mind, melt your mind, keep your mind guessing, twist it up in the Tootsie Roll, throw it out, bring it back, fish it back in, and then blow it again.
Yeah, and if some of the some of the OGs that played the OG game and stuff are sitting there, blah 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 blah, and then you play this and you have no idea what the hell's going on in the OG. Do yourself a favor. I mean, you can probably pick it up some like in the PlayStation Store, Steam Store, Xbox Store. I think I got it for like $10. I mean, it took me probably about 24 hours to burn through it. I mean, I was pretty much going straight through it with minimal grinding.
If I think you're talking about OG FF7, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would highly recommend and suggest before you actually play the remake, go and play OG FF7. Or if you have already played the remake and you're listening to this, definitely go back and play OG FF7. You'll get all the extra content. You'll get a sense of where they're going with Part 2. You'll also get a sense on the reason why a lot of people are saying it's a dual timeline, or that it's time jumping, and like that original FF7 is a prequel, not a second timeline. It kind of is a second timeline, but at the same time it's a future that just hasn't happened. Well, I will say everything past Midgar in the original game is a future that hasn't happened. The Midgar stuff itself, I mean, you notice that nothing in Midgar is a flashback in this game, or a flashback. Like, I'm actually kind of just realizing that myself right now, too. I'm thinking back, I'm like, nothing in this from Midgar is actually a flashback. It's all stuff that is from Advent Children, which is a game. Advent Children was a movie that was made as the second, like, it was the tie-off, basically, of Final Fantasy VII. Everybody was wondering what happened after Final Fantasy VII, and they made, like, a very realistic world around, because it was chibi characters in the original game. Or it was, like, block characters, if you will. So Advent Children was it was the roundup tie-off of, like, what the hell happened with the Sigma, what the hell happened with Sephiroth, what in the hell is the Advent Children, Genova, what happened with that and everything. Like, there was a lot of kind of plot holes that were not all the way gone through in the original FF7. And I feel like Remake and Part 2 is going to be it's going to be tying all these side stories, Dirge of Cerberus, Crisis Core, all that stuff is going to be tied up into this, because we do have elements of Crisis Core in this game. The guy that runs up on the staircase and talks to you, I don't even think you realize this, is literally the guys that trained underneath Zack and Cloud and Sephiroth. Trained alongside Cloud underneath Zack and Sephiroth. That was Zack's, it was Cloud's running mate in the original.
Yeah, there's one scene where they're like, "Oh my God, hey Cloud, how's it going?"
Yes.
That was another topic I was going to come to. If you're confused on who the hell Zack is, do yourself a favor, go to YouTube or something, and check out Crisis Core.
Well, that's why I
was explain a lot more of the connection between Zack, Cloud, and Aerith.
At the same time, also keep in mind that Zack's character is going to be changed up. If he is still alive, Zack's character is going to be very different. Cloud's character is going to be actually even different too. It's going to be alluding to that Cloud went through the metamorphosis of the Mako energy and everything, but I can guarantee you it's not the same story of Zack helping out Cloud to get to Midgar. I think that flashback, it's either that or this was actually my theory. That's right too. So he helps him to the edge of Midgar. Cloud thinks Zack died, but instead, Genova and the plot ghosts happen. Genova helps keep Zack alive, and that's where Avalanche comes and finds them. Like, maybe maybe Genova also uses the Ghost to lead Avalanche to Zack, and then Zack is going to be. If you check out the original Final Fantasy, you'll see that there's a moments where, and this is not spoiler or anything for this game. It's just like a probability for the next game. There's a moment in OG FF7 where Sephiroth, Zack, and Cloud go back to Cloud's hometown, Nibelheim. Same hometown that you see alluded to in the flashes in this game. My theory is the game is going to open up where you see Sephiroth, Zack, and Cloud come into his town during that spot, and instead, like Sephiroth goes, "I'm going to go and check out the library." Cloud, go and Cloud, this is probably a good time to go and say hi to your family or whatever. Probably Zack will be saying that to Cloud, of like,
is he gonna loot it?
Go and see. Whisper Red Rum. Yeah, see there. So you'll see an entity from a future timeline that has manifested in the present day. It fights with a sword to protect the future that gave shape to it, which is meaning Advent Children's future, the bad future, where Sephiroth is actually winning. That's what Sephiroth wants to keep going. Sephiroth. So that's another big thing too. I don't think Aerith is going to die. I really don't think Aerith is going to die. Sephiroth sees that. I think Sephiroth is seeing the flashes just like Cloud is. Genova accidentally is showing Sephiroth and Cloud at the same time the flashes. Maybe Genova doesn't even know that it's letting Sephiroth know the future.
There we go.
But Sephiroth figures out that he's going to die. And so that's why he's messing with Cloud. He doesn't want that future to happen where he dies. He wants to try and make the Promised Land happen with the Ancients. Who's the one that can resurrect the Ancients? The last of the living Ancients, Aerith. He knows that he screwed up by killing Aerith in the OG timeline. If you don't know that spoiler, it's 20-something years old, one of the biggest spoilers in gaming history. Get on board. So that's where I'm like, I think Genova is trying to keep the original timeline going so Sephiroth does meet his demise, because Sephiroth, at this point, he can damn near time travel. He is messing with time and space itself. Is it Advent Children Sephiroth? It very much could be.
Oh. Okay, never mind. I thought that said Bahamut. I was like, what the hell did I fight that?
Oh, you fight Bahamut.
I know. I just haven't got to it yet, and that fight's gonna be a nightmare.
No, you already did.
No, you get it as a summons too, because it shows right in the fucking shit that it's a summons.
Because I'm like, you already fought Bahamut. It was the Advent Children's spawn. It was literally the Advent Children's Bahamut that you fought in the when you're fighting those three. They spawn in Bahamut.
Yeah, but you also did it as a summons, because when you're flipping the loading screens, it flips through. So that'll be fun to get.
Yep. You have to finish all. Actually, the next time I stream FF7, I'm going to be getting Bahamut. I have it set up.
Okay.
Because you have to finish all Chadley's missions, so report things, and then you get Leviathan, and then after you beat Leviathan, you get Bahamut. I'm like,
that Leviathan fight was a pain in the ass.
I think it might have to be in hardcore mode to beat that or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It's
yeah. All right.
But that's the main story in a nutshell. That's what my prediction of it. There is a bunch of predictions on the main story of this, on like how the actual what the actual whispers are, the ghosts, whether or not Sephiroth is Advent Children Sephiroth from the future, time traveling back, or if it's like Sephiroth is just getting whip of it. Like, the story is so chaotic in this, but it actually makes sense when you check out all the pieces of the puzzle and put it together. It's really crazy because each game is a piece of the puzzle. If you don't put all the pieces together, you don't. It's kind of hard to see. It's like a foggy puzzle, basically. We don't know really what the hell the next chapter is going to be because everything is so much in the air. Part 2 could be very different than what we know of the original, but very similar at the same time. And also, that's another big point. So you were saying, like, you really want the story to be very similar to the original game.
I want it to, but I see that they're adding a lot of, like, you make this choice, it changes a little bit of thing down, changes a little thing down the road. So I'm guessing in part 2, in, like, one decision, like, you might have, like, points where you make a big decision, and that decision impacts the entire game world of what happens.
So there was a update on, check this out, more FF7R info from Kitase, Nomura, and Nojima. We don't want to remove the locations and scenes from the original that fans expect to see. It won't be completely different. It's still going to be FF7, even in the remake.
Mm-hmm.
So it is going to be a remake. So like I said, like the Golden Saucer, expect that to be like Vegas. Like, it's not just going to be like this real itty-bitty little thing tucked away in the corner.
See, that comes down to the one thing that's going to probably blow everybody's mind, and people are going to fall asleep fucking if they ever cast it. Well, you cast it, but when it goes to its, timer runs out for it and stuff, you'll probably end up falling asleep watching it. Knights of the Round. If they keep that summons, I really hope they do. Because I would love to see that.
They want to keep everything in there. It's just like how crazy can they go with it? Here's the thing too.
If you've never seen Knights of the Round, do yourself a favor. Just go on YouTube and go watch it. Us OG gamers called it the get up and make a sandwich summons. It is a long sequence for that summon.
I think I have seen that, matter of fact, because I remember hearing that before. Yeah, to get up and make a sandwich thing.
Yeah.
Again, I need to reiterate though, this game was made on 11-year-old hardware, almost 12-year-old hardware.
Okay.
Just think about the next gen hardware and what they can get away with.
God, that's just gonna be oof.
Like, I have to reiterate that at that point of like, holy shit, what are we in for? What kind of a ride are we in for?
No, excuse me. It wasn't Abzu that you get it off from. Pardon me. It's the weird chariot ghost boss that you get that blade and staff off from. Let me see. I can probably show you. I don't remember the name of it. No. Definitely not those. What's this?
No, I just seen something on Twitter. That's not related to Final Fantasy at all, but possibly in the future we might cover Battlefront 2. EA Star Wars Battlefront 2 is going to be releasing in 2021, or expected to be releasing. Oh wait, no. A new Battlefield game. A new Battlefield game. Sorry, I totally misread that. A new Battlefield game is coming in 2021, and Battlefront 2 is coming to an end. My bad. I misread that tweet. So yeah, a new Battlefield game.
This might be it. Yep, because Blade and Staff. Right. This guy right here.
What? One of the Natalie Fiend hunts the
real
this guy looks really cool.
In the ass.
Pain in the boss fight, but it looks really cool.
Oh yeah, and as you can see right down there in stealable items, you can get the bladed staff off him. So just make sure.
This boss fight is the Dark Final Fantasy Souls boss fight, and
yeah, ain't no fun. Tell you what, do you think watching me do that fight against the Scorpion bot in hard mode was hard? That guy.
And then he loves to just drop Aerith where she stands too, and the AI just loves to stand.
Wow! Wait! Hold on, did I?
That's one of the few boss fights that's really annoying in this game, though. Like, that's the thing. Like, most of these boss fights are actually, So, this game does a really good job. It's a good thing you said that. So this game does a really good job at not using status effects as like the hardness of the boss fights. Most games nowadays, especially like Monster Hunter, is starting to do status effects of like
there's only 2 that I haven't scanned.
Freezing you, doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
Instead, this game actually brings it back to the pure aesthetic of, we have a boss fight that does the animations.
There will be some boss fights that will drive you up the wall with the debuffs that they cast. That's why.
Yes, there is some.
Mastering, getting
most of the boss fights are actually pretty decent.
Your cleansing materia, getting that mastered out real quick, that helps, because that Asuna becomes a godsend on some fights. Because there are fights like say like getting bad breath, trying to get bad breath. That Asuna will come and be a godsend if you're not you haven't played Final Fantasy before. Bad breath basically is an attack that slams you with basically every negative status effect in the game.
Oh, that's another point that I kind of wanted to. So we have 2 different views on this. To go into the way that the next game might be handled for a quick second. So you wanted full thinking more Mass Effect style. This is going to be a hot topic for the next for like going forward with what in the hell, how are they going to make the next game? Just a quick little run into it. So, like I said, free roam, it would be fun to see, but I don't think they'll handle it the right way. This is just my opinion on it. I don't think Square knows how to handle free roam. You've heard my opinion on this before, but like Final Fantasy 15 was not the best free roam. It had its moments, like going over, you come through the tunnel and you look down and you see like the fishing town down below and everything, and it's like, that's pretty cool. You're like riding into this town. Another huge moment too, which I totally forgot to say, was the when you're on the boat and you're going into the town that's floating on the water and everything. Awesome moment. That is like another one that is stuck in my brain of like, whoa, what the hell is this town? This is cool as shit. But outside of that, just sitting in a damn car and not really being able to drive it. I guess you could drive it more in the Royale Edition. Like, you can actually fly with the car and this and that stuff, and like you get monster tires and whatnot. It opened the car up a lot more. But I don't know. I don't know if there's enough in the game world. Maybe next gen, maybe they can do a lot more with the game world to make it feel a lot better. But it's just, for me, I'd rather see it be like Mass Effect, where you're sitting inside the airship, like the buggy and the plane can be there, but they're only for specific like missions, to like drive into the mission area or something. So for the most part, you start the game off where, like I said, we start off with the flashback of Sephiroth, Zack, and Cloud in the town. The camera goes over to Zack instead of Cloud. We see, we end up, like, Zack follows Sephiroth up, and we see the library thing happen, all that stuff from the original game. Camera goes back over to Cloud. Cloud's mother and him have their little thing, and then the flashback, goes over to Sephiroth's point of view, has the books piece, and then I think then we go from flashback to modern day, where we are sitting in there and we get introduced to Sid and everything.
Yep. So we're gonna start wrapping this up because I got stuff I got to do here shortly. As much as I want to keep going. So
we might end up doing another one of these. Who knows?
Yeah.
When we get more information, especially when the next, when the first trailers drop for Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, we'll probably end up doing a lot more, discussions around everything on this. And you can also keep an eye out for Let's Talks, because I'll probably end up, as soon as more information available, I'll end up covering it.
On a side note, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Damn it, I lost my train of thought. Speaking of trains, Final Fantasy VIII Remastered I am not remastered, so it's the OG game with a little bit better graphics, a little smoother. I'm running through. I'm running through a playthrough on that. I started.
I'm gonna do it too.
I started the other night. Okay, he's gonna do it too because I got him hooked on it. So he's probably gonna be trailing behind me, watching me.
I'm gonna have a nostalgia trip tonight. I'm gonna stream it tonight.
So check that out. I also got a couple legacy playthroughs lined up that I'm gonna be attempting to get done soon. Other than that. I guess you can check us out both out on social media, warwu1f, on warwu1f everything, myself, YouTube, The Angry Wedge, Twitter, Frost_Bite84, same thing for Twitch, and Instagram at Frostbite84. I guess Wolf here also has his, he's got a thing where he sits there and jams out on a guitar to some concerts and stuff like that. Don't Wolf, go check him out. Show him some love on that.
I'll be also doing that on Twitch pretty soon too. Like full. I'm gonna try and get away with doing a full concert. We'll see. Unless I get in trouble. Twitch, please open up on me or whatever. We'll see.
I guess.
I think so. I should probably say something about next month for my birthday month. I'm probably going to be doing also some legacy playthroughs: Tomb Raider, Uncharted, Spider-Man, maybe Final Fantasy 13, Mass Effect. I can't wait to do a full-on PC mod version of Mass Effect. That is going to be awesome. And Crash Bandicoot. I'm going to be playing the damn 1, 2, and 3 Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. So. If you want to check out any of that stuff out, tune in next month, and I'll be doing all that. And hopefully soon we'll do a couple co-op streams of whatever we can get our hands into.
Yep.
Maybe we can do some MK11 on stream sometime because that usually goes for about an hour or two. We'll see.
Yep. Alrighty. Well, again, thanks for watching. Or thanks for coming. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you around next time.
See you next time.